It's the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you into Paycor Stadium on the riverfront here in Cincinnati. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Houston Texans and the Cincinnati Bengals. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. And Pierce gets it again on second down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but now from the spot, actually no gain. So third and long. Well, this defense for the Bengals, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Now Mills. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Let's take it inside his own 40. 43 yards on the punt. 7-yard return, and the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
I'm line, right?
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Bengals at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone. I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
On second down, here's Pierce. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On 3rd down, here's Pierce. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Burrow, and that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Here's McPherson now to send it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their 25-yard line. Off the play fake, Mills. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up second down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
You want to talk about the proverbial deer in the headlights. That's exactly what he was when he got the ball. Went to hit a lane and get upfield, and all he saw, extra defenders bearing down on him. Perfect time to dial up the blitz. An excellent call.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Taking it about the 36. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Here we go. 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Christian Kirksey. The O-line can't stop him, and he gets the sack.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Here we go.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Back to throw here. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 15-yard line.
Gotta go.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Julian Love. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. And the Texans will take over here just shy of the 30.
Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Play fake, Mills.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson able to use that strength to get him for a loss of 2.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Looking to throw is Mills.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. And Waller taking it in over the middle.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Give them 17 and a Cincinnati 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
On 1, ready?
First down. Here's Burrow. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now 21-0.
Only time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. Mixon will get it to start the second half. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
They'll look to throw.
Throw left side complete to Chase.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
It's Mixon on the counter. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Here's Burrow. And that will be incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Texans defense stands tall. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Play action now, Mills.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. DJ Reader picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mills. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
11.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Oh, looking for water, but this is intercepted. Burrow picked off by a guy he won a title with at LSU, Derek Stingley. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. So that, Charles, may be the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something, because we're into the third quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
A pretty good-looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. Trucks over him. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. So we'll get the penalty all sorted out when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Mills now on 2nd down. He's letting it fly for Cooks. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd down, here's Mills. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Mills, 4th down, gotta have it. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. A first down throw for Mills. He's going to air one out. Yeah, this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again, it's Mills. To Pierce, they set up the screen.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Off the play fake, Mills. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Fourth down, Mills. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Bengals will get the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Now Burrow.
That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan.
That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. He'll look downfield for Waller.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. After the penalty, it's Mixon. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. And the Texans force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mills to throw it.
He gets it to Cooks. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. To throw, Mills. He's going to let it fly. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
So they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Cincinnati, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville.